What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Any Day Now podcast. I'm your host, Byron Manuel, writer, producer, visionary director, two-time award-winning filmmaker, entrepreneur, all the things, man. But most importantly, I am your guide to what the industry won't tell you. Dum dum dum. I'm joined here with my boy, our other host, Rich Morrow.
What's going on? It's your boy Rich TV, actor, producer, visionary, also two-time award-winning filmmaker.
Hey.
You know, we out here.
What we really want to do on this pod is have a well-balanced conversation about cinema. We're going to have all your favorites here: writers, producers, directors, actors, people behind the scenes, editors, executives, grips, gaffers, anybody who can help tell their story of what it looks like to be in the independent state of filmmaking that we're in right now, and really kind of what that looks like. So, welcome to the pod. Yeah. So I mean, shit, we just gonna jump right into it, man. I think the last episode we were doing, we ended on a little bit of a note that I thought was interesting when it comes to first off, I love the fact that your journey has been similar and different than mine. You know what I'm saying? I think we've been able to share a lot of similar experiences, but I love to also hear your perspective. I think what we can jump into today are the no's. You know what I'm saying? Like
the no's.
This
a
business
lot of them.
Is built 99.9% on the nose.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious to just kick it off. As an actor, you've experienced the most no's more than anything else you've done, really.
Yeah, I think we experience more no's than the average human being.
Yeah, I would want to say in this business, I don't think there's, because even like from the writer perspective, it's like, how many scripts have I written that got a no?
Yeah.
Like maybe somebody's written 100 scripts, maybe 200.
Yeah.
You might do 100.
I might do 100 auditions in 6 months.
So talk to me a little bit about like what's that look like? What's that feel like? Like how have you built up an armor? Like just shed some light on like what's that like? And I'd love for you to touch on, I'm asking 50 questions, but I'd also love for you to touch on like the mental health aspect of it too.
Well, I know for me, because I was a former athlete, I feel like a lot of things that I had to apply in sports, I naturally end up bringing into the industry.
Fact.
And how I have to approach it. I think you can't get great at anything without that type of adversity at times. Now, do I feel like what I've gone through is a little bit of overkill? It's arguable. But at the same time, it sounds like it's the same journey that so many other people is going through.
Yeah.
That how can I really complain? You know what I mean? And complaining don't really change shit any fucking way. So at the end of the day, I try to do my best not to complain about the no's. But to answer your question, man, I want to be as candid as I can about this shit because there's a lot of young actors
Just
out
keep
here
it a buck.
that look up to me that really want to do the same things that, not that I've just even done, but things that I'm doing and want to do more of. And to be as real as I can about it, man, like when I came into this, I wasn't used to hearing no as much as I am now. And truth be told, it's not even always no. Like a lot of people, for some reason, think that you just get an email back.
Sometimes it'd be a ghost.
You get ghosted.
It'd be a no response.
Like I don't care how many women you pull. I guarantee you, it ain't nobody out there that's been ghosted more than an actor that's really on his grind. And at the end of the day, it's like you get to a point where I don't want to say you get numb to it because everyone, like you've seen it and you got plenty of actor friends, but it's hard not to be excited about a life-changing opportunity,
man,
regardless of how often it's coming around.
Yeah, that part.
And to know that, one, you've been in that position and you've been selected, like a lot of people don't realize, like just getting auditions is a blessing in itself.
You got a yes already. You got one yes to even get to that point.
Come on.
Yeah.
Now, you don't necessarily have anybody directly telling you it's a yes other than maybe your team sending you to audition. But at the end of the day, it's a yes.
That's the first yes.
That's the first opportunity we get to miss out on feeling good about ourselves. Don't forget that either. But two, you go through so many of them that in the beginning, it's only natural. It's only like every actor has been through this. They first few auditions where they really got a decent audition for something that they really are excited to do, and it
especially
don't
when you feel like you've killed the audition.
Oh, don't let you go in and be in your bag.
You was got
It's
off.
not like it used to be where you used to go in the room and I couldn't just go home and just watch my audition still over and over. I had to trust whatever I did in that room. You know what I'm saying? Which is even fucking crazier because what other industry or job did you got to do some shit like that in where you got to go put yourself out there in front of some people you ain't never met before, knowing that the likelihood of them
song and dance.
You know what I'm saying? It really feel a little bit like you got to, I mean, you are performing. So I think that in the beginning, that was tough for me because that's like the equivalent, I feel like, of having to go out and do a combine.
Yeah.
Every week.
Every week.
For a different organization.
Yeah.
And your win rate is, I mean, they say if you book 5 to 10% jobs, 5 to 10% of the jobs you audition for a year,
oh my God, you would be probably rich.
And they say that that's normal.
Yeah.
And I'm like, 10%.
Yeah.
Baseball players only got to be good 30% of the time, and they getting $100 million
contract. Yeah, so 10% for us.
10% is even less.
10% would be crazy. I feel like, man, if I was booking 10% of the opportunities that are, we might not even have this pod right now. Bro. Be on a boat somewhere.
Post. Too busy enjoying the shit.
Yeah.
But the reality is, like,
something.
Being in that position, though, you have to evolve and grow. And one of the things about being an actor that I appreciate is that you have to put in work on yourself. Now, you may still be going through it in other aspects of your life, but when it comes to actually substance and who you are and understanding who you are, how you move, why you feel the way you do about certain things, that is only going to drive you to be a better actor and performer because you got to be a living, breathing human being. I can't portray the human condition without actually going through these human conditions to understand exactly what that even looks and feels like. Or else you're just faking it.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks they can just step on camera and tell a story because they watch people do it every day and they make it look effortless.
No, that's a fact, man. I've always looked at that process of like the rejection of it. You know, I think a lot of people look at it like the rejection of it. But what's interesting to me, like even from now being so conscious of the producer side of projects.
Yeah.
Sometimes your talent has nothing to do with even you getting the yes.
If it were based off talent, a lot of things would be different.
Yeah.
It wouldn't just be the quality.
It's so many factors that go into a decision before you get told no. I guess maybe we're also trying to say don't care about the no so much right now. Like let that roll off you because
it's a part of the game.
When I'm thinking about it now, it's like, you know, there's so many things that go into that decision. Like it's 15 people that look exactly like you in the audition. 6 of them sound like you.
Today's day and age, they submitting like 2,000 tapes to people. And you got to think, if there's 2,000, they're probably going to watch 30, 40 of them.
Yeah.
And then out of that 30 or 40,
yeah,
you got to, one, get selected enough to be in the top 5 to 10 that they're going to get callbacks, if there's that many. And then you got to get chosen by some other people that ain't even seen you yet.
I've seen it firsthand, the mental fatigue that goes into making a decision on who to hire.
Yeah, we went through it.
So it's like, you know, which is even crazy to say because it's like you're auditioning for a human. And if it was 3 of you, it'd probably be way simpler of a process. But because it's so many, after like tape 7, 8, 9, you got to think this human is going, bro, are done with this. Like, I'm trying to go home.
And they got other shit going
human problems, you know what I'm saying? Kid flunked out of school. They done missed a tuition payment. A car got repoed.
Yeah,
they watching 15 Rich Morrows come in to deliver the same. People don't even got different lines, bro. You
Nah.
delivering the same line. Like they should switch that up,
Like have
low
it be
key.
different scenes or something
Yeah, like
instead of
I don't
everybody
even want to
doing the same.
watch the same dude doing the same
But what they
scene.
try to do is give you obviously the arc. But what's honestly, I feel like if we gonna take the creative process and keep it a buck,
Yeah,
I think that if we are all artists and creatives and we really believe in our creativity, I don't see why you couldn't just make up 3 scenes that ain't even in the freaking project.
absolutely.
Just to show the same, if it's portraying the same thing, at least give people like 4 or 5 options to choose
They
from. Get some
saving work.
writers to put some sides
They
together.
saving work because them writers ain't writing no extra pages.
And I get that. I get that. But it's
Yeah.
like if we keeping it a buck
Yeah.
though, that would make the process a lot more fun for everybody.
I think when we talk about the no's, we think about the actual rejection of it,
Yeah.
right? But for me, at this point in my career, every opportunity to practice my craft is practicing my craft
Facts.
to get better at it.
Facts.
So that when opportunities present themselves or I create my own opportunities,
Mm-hmm.
I'm prepared enough to handle those things.
Absolutely.
So when you think about, you know, or I was even telling you this, you know, if you're an actor going into a self tape, you might as well shoot different dialects, different characters, different
Yeah.
accents. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? You just switched your wardrobe a couple of times. Like,
Mhm.
why not make the most out of the opportunity? Because I've seen so many actors go, and we joke about this, but I've seen so many actors go, okay, cool. It's Monday. I've got to turn this in by Wednesday. And on Wednesday, they're like, all right, cool. Let me grab some stuff. Yo, I'm about to go shoot my self tape, 3 takes, and then they send it in.
Mhm.
For me, I'm like, that's bullshit. Like, there's no way in the world you think that the audacity for you to feel like you're talented enough to have had this audition since Monday to then just roll in on Wednesday after you came from the gym, had a shitty meal, and was like, I'm gonna take this thing 3 times and I'm finna book this gig. You know,
Over somebody that
you're not booking that.
is really going in, spending
Come on,
time,
bro.
waking up,
Come
sleeping
on,
early,
bro.
studying for hours, working on the different things you're talking about, approaching this like this really may be the last audition they get.
I'm thinking of people at the height of their career.
Yeah.
Who's walking on set 1 or 2 takes, 3 takes?
No.
That's a rarity.
Yeah.
That's a super rarity. That's a conditioned actor who's had years of experience, who's mastered this character in rehearsal and practice and prep.
That's year 7 of a show that you've been on.
Yeah, you stepped on this set and you've got 1 or 2 takes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. But there's so much work that has gone into. That's like Jay-Z talking about he doesn't write anything, right?
Yeah.
But they said he's rehearsed it 1,000,000 times in his head. So when he spits it, it might be 1 take or 2 takes, sure.
Exactly.
But he still did the work. You going in on this self-tape and you got 3 reps in here, you don't even fully understand the character. I'm like, as a writer-director, there's no opportunity for me to practice.
You don't get to go audition.
I don't just get to send 10 pages in
And
to be
that's what
like,
put it in
can I get this? Can I get this job?
Yeah.
Can you, Barris, can you get my 10 page? Nah,
You
nigga,
don't get to
ain't no-
show them a workshop of how
No.
you work with an actor
No.
and them critique you and be like, you know what, I'm
No.
gonna have you direct this project for me. You don't get to do that.
Never.
And I think that that's what put it in perspective for me, bro. Like people like you have helped me be able to understand that, like, yo, there always could be more to be done. Like at the end of the day,
Absolutely.
I even talked to some of my reps about this. Shout out to my agents because they're amazing with me in communication and being able to ask them
That's
things
rare,
without,
but congratulations.
without making me feel like,
Yeah.
you know, and that's not to say that we booking every job that I
Yeah,
go out
yeah.
for, but I appreciate the fact that there can be dialogue about what can be better, you know, if, you know, they can do anything else that may be able to be beyond what
Yeah.
they were already thinking.
Yeah.
You know, like I love that because for me, I've realized when you told me that, like you 100% right. Like if this is really what I'm doing all of this shit for, if this is what I'm struggling at times for, if this is what I'm,
I shut the week down.
bro,
Shut the week down.
what else is you? What
This
else
is
are you
it.
doing?
These 2 tapes, this is me all week.
All of the most talented people I know, bro. Like when I first got in class, I'll never forget, bro. There was a couple people in my class that were on some major shows,
Yeah.
and one of them was a king on Game of Thrones. I've told the story a couple times before, but just seeing the preparation week to week for stuff that our coach would give us and our teacher would give, it was just like, damn, this dude treating this shit like we about to get an award or like people outside of this room are seeing this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was like the equivalent to them players
Yeah.
on your team that showed up to practice every day and was like
Absolutely.
balls to the wall. And it's no
Absolutely.
surprise that now they playing professionally and got
Absolutely.
careers, and some in the league and doing this.
It's a different.
Come on,
It's a-
man.
it's
Work
a clear
ethic and how
difference.
bad you really want this shit
Yeah.
matters.
That energy matters too, man, because it seems like every time I've applied myself greatly,
Yeah.
then it's usually worked out.
Facts.
Maybe not the time frame, but it's worked out.
Mhm.
So whenever I'm sort of 50-50 on anything, or like for me specifically, I got to be all in or it can't happen
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
Like that level of dedication is the only way I've ever seen anything move, any motion,
Mhm.
any success. So when I look at all these opportunities that we have around us, I don't think a lot of people really
Call it like it is. They don't appreciate
they
the
don't
fact that they're in
appreciate
these
this shit, bro.
positions,
And
bro.
they don't really want it like that.
Yeah.
Like you can't tell me that if you're a writer and everybody's got life circumstances, I get it.
For sure.
But if you're passionate about something, you've got some pages in today. One page, wrote some ideas down. If you're a director, you might have studied something, watched the movie from a completely different lens, sit down and got on some pods with some directors, listen to their insight, or demonstrated the ability to pick up your phone and work out
Practice some
angles or
stuff,
something.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's so
Build
many
some mood boards,
opportunities.
storyboards, something.
For sure. The opportunity for practice in this business is how I've been able to succeed.
Yeah.
Like everything I've done at this point has been a level of practice, even Swoon.
Yeah.
wherever
That was
it has to-
practice.
Yeah, this was a great
2 awards.
opportunity.
Practicing in
Two-time
public.
best screenplay, best film, 2 different festivals.
Come on.
Right? Practicing at the highest level, right? Get in, and we turned it into, if it's if it's a sports analogy, we turned it into the game.
Yeah.
We created our own game out of it. You know
For
what I'm
sure.
saying? And we mastered it for the time being. But the biggest opportunity for that was the chance to get better. So that's really what I'm getting at. What I noticed from people not taking full advantage of the opportunities they have in front of them, because you got to think too. Let's just, if there was a number on it, if they just gave you a number and was like 1,000 auditions, you'll be who you want to be. You would have knocked them out the first month,
Mm-hmm.
30 days.
Yeah.
You would have just ran through them all, did everything you could, because you know the number is going to be that.
Mm-hmm.
Because we don't know how many of those auditions is going to take, I see people be lackluster.
Yeah.
I've seen people not care that much, or even to the point of like disdain or frustration of like, I got to get this in today.
Yeah.
I got to get this
I
in
gotta
today.
go do something that could possibly change
Damn.
everything that I've been doing this for.
Damn, the
But
ego
that's
is
the
crazy.
jadedness that happens. And you talk about how
Exactly.
people get through these no's. I think you got to spread yourself out a little bit more.
Yeah.
I think this can't be the only thing that your focus is
Can't be.
always on, because it will end up getting to a
Monetarily
point.
and
Exactly.
life balance.
Yeah, like I think that doing other things, creativity, finding hobbies that
Yeah.
actually allow you to get out of that space for a little bit so that you can healthily go back into it with the full energy
Yeah.
that you need to be able
which
to
is
attack
like
it the right way.
almost a contradiction, because we said you got to be all in.
And it's still all in.
It's still
But
all
I
in,
think
though.
that your
Let's
mental
make that
health
clear.
at
Yeah.
that point ends up
Mhm.
being something that becomes more important.
Yeah.
I feel like for myself, and I only can speak for myself, but I'm sure other artists are going through the same thing. You care about it so much.
Yep.
You care about it so much,
So
bro,
much.
that you hold on to it so tight. And anything that you hold on to too tight is not
Mhm.
going to
You
be
go
able to
strangle
breathe.
it.
And God doesn't get the opportunity to get into them spaces to be able to do what he do.
That's deep.
You stopping him from being able to bless you through whatever it's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big kingdom. It's a lot of angels out here.
Yeah.
We got a lot of angels to link up with to get to the kingdom. And in reality, if you are trying to constantly control every situation in that way and only focusing on one part of the kingdom, that's what you're going to be stuck with. And I think I was stuck with that for a while. And I think I've graduated to a mentality of appreciating it more, of approaching every opportunity, whether it's an audition, whether it's somebody trying to make a proof of concept for something
Yep.
that I can be in, whether it's being attached, whether it's just doing stuff in the office with us, getting some producer experience in, whatever the case may be. I realize that I love what I'm doing so much that I
Yeah.
don't just have to be in front of the camera every day to feel good. that pit in our stomach of being a starving artist is the reality of like, I'm not doing what I really want to do as much
Yeah.
as I need to be doing it. That's the equivalent of not eating as much as you need to eat to
Yeah.
feel like you got enough nutrients in your body.
Which you can
You feel me?
create those opportunities for
You can
yourself.
create
And
them
then,
every day. Everybody got a phone today.
yeah.
Everybody, content is king right now. It's running rampant like goddamn pandemic.
Yeah.
Like,
I also like, I get a little, I'm like 50-50 on the idea of everybody's got a phone or everybody's got a camera. Like you can create,
you don't
you
even
can
need a camera to
create.
do it.
Like, I think that's what I'm getting at. Like, you don't really, when I think about that, I'm not encouraging everybody to just pick up their phone and try to shoot something and try to be whatever, but you can practice in the mirror.
All
You
the
could
time.
practice with another person.
Yeah.
You know, you could practice just by yourself. Like, you can find other ways to exercise your creative.
Yeah.
I want to get back a little bit to a little bit deeper on the nose, you know, like
You want some specific no's? Because I got some specific no's.
not really the specific. Like, I'm thinking right now, right? I'm like, bro, after everything that I've done, after everybody I've spoken to, how well connected I feel like I am.
Yet still, network can still be.
It's like, bro, like, man,
many
how
people
chunky
listen?
of a network do you have to? I'm from here. I feel like I know everybody here. Like, what's the timingness that has to line up for the yes to actually even be able to happen versus how much energy I'm putting into
Yeah,
it
yeah.
versus having to pitch this thing or deck this thing out I'm kind of like, man, fuck these no's. Like, I'm
Yeah.
kind of tired of the power that the no has.
Mhm.
Like, I feel like I want to continue to get to a space of like,
There is no no's.
yeah, there really is no no's. You know,
Mhm.
it's an opportunity. I practiced for it. It didn't happen. I got better still. I'm moving on.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like they weigh on a lot of people so much
Yeah.
that it stifles people from doing what they really want to do.
You know what's crazy? I think you're 100% right on that. But at the same time, I feel like it's not even a but. And at the same time, I feel like the no's only have as much power as we give them.
Exactly.
And that's like anything in life. If
Yeah.
you dealt with negative criticism in any capacity in life, I don't care what you're doing.
Yeah.
Eventually, you got to get to a point where you stop giving that power. And usually it comes with not giving it attention.
Mm-hmm.
So you hear actors talk about this that are at the level that I'm at and above that go through so many auditions that, yeah, they're going to lock in for
Yeah.
however much they need to. But the minute that they're done with that audition, they throw it away.
Yep.
They put it out of their mind. They don't
Yeah.
even think about it again.
On to the next.
Because you never know how long it's going to be before you could get a
Yeah.
call back. I've had times where I've auditioned for something and 3 months later I've heard back about it.
Yeah.
I've had times I've auditioned for something and I got a call before I even made it home. John
Yeah.
Henry, #1 movie on Netflix. I got called before I even made it home. I had done probably, at that point in my career, 200 auditions.
The instant yes is also kind of tough. Like,
Yeah.
on the positive sides of like getting an instant,
That's best case scenario.
it like gives you hope for, it's like applying for a credit card. You
You
got
get
approved
instantly.
immediately, and then they'd
Yeah.
be like, "Hey, we need some time." You like, that's a no.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean you need some time? Am I approved or am I not approved? You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's like, I think, you know, when I think about the no's, I just think about coming out on the other side. Like, at the end of the day, man, like, I just want to create the things that I want to create. And if I'm getting too many no's in one lane, I'm gonna just go do some things on my own.
What do we talk about a lot? Pivoting.
Yeah, the pivot, man, of the independence of, you know, when I think about when I'm doing my own things, it's not that many no's.
Yeah.
I'm only really faced with no's when I look to try to aspire to be in somebody else's
And ask
thing.
them for
Yeah,
something
permission.
yeah.
Yeah,
Permission.
when I'm asking for permission, or when I'm hoping to get chosen, or
That don't even sound good, the energy in and of itself. You know what I mean?
It's a weird.
Because what are you asking for in reality? You're asking for an opportunity to do something that you could do yourself, but don't want to do
Exactly.
with, you know, the people that you probably have in your corner.
Exactly.
I mean, I think there's an energy behind that makes people feel that way.
Yeah. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, you got anything else you want to wrap it up with?
Closing thoughts.
Actually, I wanted to ask you this.
Go ahead.
So we'll wrap it up on this. But because we we talk about this sometimes. But what's your advice? Like, I'll just start it off by saying this. I don't really give the best advice to people who want to enter in the
To what
business
we
that we're
doing.
doing because the only thing I can think of is I'm leading you down the wrong path.
Yeah.
Because this shit is tough.
It's a bloody road.
Yeah, it's like introducing somebody to boxing. Like, do you really want your little boy to get into boxing
you gotta
at
be
3?
built a certain way. I feel like they go through
Yeah.
that in the military too. Like if you're not a killer, you can't be
Yeah.
somebody out there on the
It's
front
like,
lines.
so it's not like a business that I like to recommend
Mhm.
unless you're 1000% passionate about it. Could you speak to the advice that you would give to other people that want to be in
You
this
hit that on the
business?
head though. I would start with one, I think you need to really ask yourself how you would feel if you never got to do this. Could you live your life? Could you be happy still? Do you feel like you'll still find fulfillment and happiness?
Because if it's a yes,
If
you
it's
go
a yes,
left.
you need to
Go
strongly
over there.
consider.
Yeah, go over there. Yeah. If you feel like you can be cool without this shit, you got to dip.
As a
Yeah,
point blank period.
Don't even get
Because
into it.
it's full of people
Yeah.
that feel exactly that way. And then
No,
some.
that's a fact, man. The naivete of being a creative in the beginning, of thinking like by the end of this year I'll be on, and thinking that every year. And then 5
Yeah.
years have gone by. You're like, okay, yeah, next year.
You gotta
Now you're
stack
up
the
to 10
days, bro.
years.
You gotta
You're
stack the
like
days.
15 years in, you like, damn.
You don't even realize it happened. But
Yeah,
I think if you just focus on getting 1% better every day,
for
try
sure.
to make it 10%.
Yeah.
Try to get 100% better every day.
Yeah.
You should strive for the best
The
every day.
progress of it.
But I think that speeds the process up a lot more. So, that's pretty much my closing thoughts. And I
Yeah.
would also say, just on that journey of self-discovery, the mental health is just as important
Absolutely.
as all the other work, because it's gonna be very difficult on your mental health.
No, that's a fact.
That's just a fact.
Yeah.
Like you can't avoid it.
Yeah.
It's something where you're putting something that is so fragile and delicate to you in the hands of the world, like the public.
Yeah.
You got to get
Every
used to
time.
practicing in public every time,
Every
over
time.
and over and over
Yeah.
again. And it's going to get to a point where that's happening every week,
And the
sometimes every
criticism.
day.
The criticism that
You
comes
got to know
along
how to
with
deal
it.
with that.
Yeah.
And also finding that security outside of just thinking that all of this stuff
Yeah.
is going to support you fully all the time.
Yeah.
You got to do something or have something that is stable enough to allow you mentally to be in a healthy space while pursuing it, because just pursuing it out of survival is not, it's possible, but it's not
That's
the
not the
healthiest way
move,
to go
though.
about it if I'm going to give advice.
I think I've definitely mastered the art of not giving a fuck, for sure. I don't really care about the criticism.
Not no more.
Yeah, I don't. I've never really cared about it.
That's good.
So I'm proud of myself for that. I'll also say the last thing: be prepared to be waiting for a long time.
Be prepared.
5, 10 years, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Working constantly at the craft before you even get decent opportunities.
Yeah.
If you can mentally go, okay, I'm going to work this job for 10 years because I love it so much, and then I'll get my first opportunity. Not saying that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But if you can mentally grasp that idea
Mm-hmm.
and go, there's nothing else I really want to do, then you might halfway be prepared for
You
it.
might halfway be.
Yeah, you might halfway
You might
be
halfway
prepared.
be, because there still is going to be some things
Yeah.
that you're going to have to confront that you didn't expect to have to confront.
What?
And what's crazy is I think we get tested with it so much
Yeah.
that really is the journey. It's understanding and falling in love with the fact that you're going
For
to be
sure.
tested every single day. And it's going to be up to you to be that person that you say you want to be so bad
Yep, every day.
every day.
Yeah.
Even when you wake up and you don't feel like it.
I'll also say, this is my perspective as a man. I can't even fathom The woman's journey.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, when we get some more guests on the show, we're gonna definitely
we gotta
tap
talk to the
into.
women about that perspective
Yeah,
too, because we
it's
only can speak on it from the
yeah,
perspective
it's
of
a.
men.
I know those two paths are so similar and different at the same time.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I mean, shoot, that's today's episode from the Any Day Now podcast. You know, we've titled the show Any Day Now because that's how we feel.
Any day now, bro.
Any day now is gonna pop. Any day now is gonna crack.
Just give 100% every day, and any day now is
Any
gonna happen, bro.
any
That's
day
it.
now is gonna work out.
Fuck.
We plan to have all your favorites on the show: writers, producers, directors, actors, people behind the scenes, executives, editors. We want to have a well-balanced conversation around cinema, and we'll continue to bring you what the industry won't tell you. Peace.
Hey, you dropped your mic.